And right now at noon, a terror in New York City after a driver in a rental truck mowed down pedestrians on a bike path. 8 people were killed, so many others were injured.
We're learning more today about the suspect. He was taken to the hospital after he was shot by police following that attack. And cops are saying that suspect acted on behalf of ISIS.
We're also learning much more today about the victims who lost their lives. We start things off with our team coverage this noon with reporter Sanella Sabovic. She's in our newsroom now with the very latest. Sanella.
Christy and Janice, New York City officials say this investigation is just beginning and that the suspect, 29-year-old Sayfullo Saipov, had been planning the attack for weeks, all in the name of ISIS. Meantime, 12 people were injured in the attack. 4 of those people remain in critical condition. 8 sadly passed away.
I need an ambulance right here.
Video capturing the chaos that unfolded in Manhattan right after authorities say 29-year-old suspect Sayfullo Saipov transformed his rented Home Depot truck into a deadly weapon. Dozens of bikers and joggers were out enjoying the unseasonably warm weather when all of a sudden police say Saipov veered onto the pedestrian walkway Tuesday, driving for 10 blocks, mowing down everything and everyone.
We got multiple casualties. This is a mass casualty situation here.
The terror ended after he crashed into a school bus carrying children home on Halloween. Saipov then exited the truck shouting Allah Akbar, waving what has now been identified as a paintball gun and pellet gun.
I see 2 women and children. They're running. I hear one of the young girls say he's got a gun, he's got a gun.
Cell phone video shows the suspect trying to evade police, who then shot him in the stomach before taking him into custody.
This was an attack on the United States of America, an attack on New York City, an attack on our people. And it was the definition of terrorism, an effort to take away people's hope and spirit and to make them change.
Law enforcement officials believe Saipov had been planning the attack, and a note found in the truck claimed the attack was for ISIS.
This was the actions of a depraved coward. There is no grand statement to what was done. It was the act of a coward.
Investigators plan to search the crime scene again today, including the pickup truck and Saipov's car that is parked at a Home Depot parking lot. Charges will likely be filed today. In the newsroom, Sanella Sabovic, Local 10 News.
Sanella, thanks. And new details are also being released about the suspect who was carrying a Tampa driver's license. Let's get right over to Local 10 News reporter Nicole Perez. She's in the video port. We're monitoring this.
Christy, during their briefing this morning, New York police saying that the suspect had been planning this attack for weeks, following the ISIS playbook, which calls for them to use trucks as their weapon of terror. And there was a note, a handwritten note written in Arabic found in that totaled truck in the Home Depot parking lot, essentially saying, quote, the Islamic State would endure forever.
Overnight, the FBI searched the home of 29-year-old Sayfullo Saipov in Paterson, New Jersey. Saipov, born in Uzbekistan, moved to Paterson with his wife and 3 children after living in Tampa and Cincinnati. Friends said at one point he worked as an Uber driver. Uber confirming he worked for them for 6 months and passed a background check. The company is cooperating with authorities.
He wasn't friendly at all. It's like he didn't want anyone to approach him, ask him any questions, or even say hello. He was very standoffish.
Police believe they found his vehicle in the parking lot of a Home Depot where he rented the truck he used in the attack. Witnesses at the scene say Saipov began to shout Allah Akbar, God is great, as he ran from the truck waving 2 fake handguns. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo saying this is not the first time ISIS has tried to create terror, calling it a global phenomenon all throughout Europe.
He is a depraved coward, is what he is. He was associated with ISIS, and he was radicalized domestically, and he's a depraved coward.
Authorities say he left notes inside the truck indicating he carried out the attack for ISIS. Saipov grew up in Tashkent, Uzbekistan, where he applied for and won his U.S. visa in 2010 under the Diversity Immigrant Program for residents of countries that haven't sent many immigrants to the U.S. He passed through Missouri at least 2 times in the last 2 years and was arrested for failing to appear in court for a traffic citation by the St. Charles County Sheriff's Department.
Police said late this morning that Saipov also had multiple knives in addition to the pellet gun and paintball gun he was carrying. Saipov was shot and captured by NYPD officer Ryan Nash. He is expected to survive. He is in the hospital right now, and as of now, authorities have spoken to him, and they have said that he seemed, quote, proud of the attack.
Nicole, thank you. President Trump also weighing in on the deadly attack and sparking a debate today about immigration. The president is now calling for merit-based immigration and taking aim at a U.S. senator.
Tweet after tweet, President Trump responding to the terror attack in New York City, saying, quote, I have just ordered Homeland Security to step up our already extreme vetting program. Being politically correct is fine, but not for this. But he didn't provide additional information about what order he means. That suspect is from Uzbekistan, a country that has not been included in any version of the president's travel ban. The series of tweets continuing, the president shifting the focus from comforting those impacted to blaming Senator Chuck Schumer, saying the terrorists came into this country through the diversity visa lottery program, saying it was Schumer and Democrats' immigration policies, he claims, that allowed the suspect to enter the U.S. Senator Schumer responding to the president on Twitter and then on the Senate floor.
President Trump, where is your leadership? The contrast between President Bush's actions after 9/11 and President Trump's actions this morning could not be starker. Again, Mr. President, President Trump, where is your leadership?
The diversity visa program has been around for more than 20 years, offering limited number of visas to people from parts of the world that have relatively low immigrants in the U.S. Senator Schumer played a key role in drawing up the program in 1990, and it eventually was absorbed into a larger immigration bill. But the senator was part of the Senate's Gang of Eight bill in 2013 that, among other things, would have eliminated the program. Senator Jeff Flake, a critic of Trump, tweeted that if the bill passed the House, it would have ended the lottery program. New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio also criticizing the president for pointing fingers.
The last thing we should do is start casting aspersions on whole races of people or whole religions or whole nations. That only makes the situation worse.
Secretary of State Rex Tillerson welcomed Belgium's foreign minister today and offered condolences.
Well, welcome to terrorism. Once again, we've seen the evil face of terror in our own borders, but this is a face that knows no borders. And certainly Belgium, Europe, and other countries have had to deal with this evil that confronts us from time to time.
And this just into our newsroom, President Trump is calling the New York City terror suspect an animal and says he will ask Congress to close immigration lottery program. Also, New York Governor Andrew Cuomo is echoing Mayor de Blasio's comments that now is not the time to politicize the situation. Also, the mayor and the governor say they have yet to receive a call from President Trump.
And the day's terror attack did not stop about 1 million New Yorkers from attending a yearly Halloween parade. Governor Cuomo, as well as Mayor de Blasio, both there on hand, waving at that crowd. A big effort there to show the city's resiliency. NYPD did have more officers on the scene there at the parade, and they also placed blocker trucks and officers with long guns along the whole route. And later on that night, the World Trade Center, it was lit up in red, white, and blue. So patriotic, paying tribute to the victims. The governor directed that to happen and to honor our freedom and democracy. Of course, do stay with Local 10 for continuing coverage of the deadly truck attack. Local 10 News reporter Michael Seiden is in New York City right now. He'll have live reports later on today.